I don't know why I always do this, right? I was about to say good evening, but I'm not saying good evening. I am saying happy Wednesday, intentional people. I hope you're all good. So I am going to invite Katrina into the room. Full day. So I'm going to invite her anyway and then see if she is able to attend. But if not, it's going to be me, it's going to be you, it's going to be Katrina. So yeah, let's go. In fact, you know what? Let me just move a little piece because you don't need to be seeing what's going on my walls. Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 yes. So I hope everyone is good this evening. I am feeling quite reflective. Um, this evening I had a post. If you saw I did a post and also some stories today about some reflections that I had this morning, specifically around health. So, that is one of the F areas, which we're not talking about today, but it is about my fitness and what that looks like. Right. It's just saying Katrina cannot attend. I don't know why. Let's put her up again. So let's see. So yeah, it was about my F around fitness, and I was like, I need to grieve the person that I used to be in terms of my health, because there is something about letting go, getting over, putting to the side, and then stepping into the new version of you. But you're allowed to grieve the old version, and I think there's something about doing that intentionally as well. So, anyways, that was me kind of having my reflections this morning, and yeah. So we have Katrina. Although I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you now.
No, doing it on the go. Oh, he stops in about 10 minutes.
Are you actually driving or are you a passenger?
So it's yeah, quite out there.
Yeah, it is a little bit. I mean, I'm happy to kind of start rambling on. Not rambling, talking, sharing.
What, I think what F's are they today?
We're not doing F's today. We finished F's last week. So we are now doing do this week. And what I'm referring to, guys, is the Very Intentional People SAVI workbook. If you want it, then you can download it. No, you can't download it. You have to, um, what's the called? Comment the word workbook, and it should automatically come to you. If it doesn't, then send me a message.
Have you had
Uh,
feedback that that works, have you?
say it again?
Have you had feedback that that actually works?
It does work. Whether it works from the live, I don't know, but definitely when you do it from a post, it does. So if you have any challenges, then just send me a message and I will send you the link manually. This automation business that is supposed to make your life easier. It only makes your life easier when it works. So yeah, so the very important people, sorry, very intentional people workbook is something that you can download. And if you are interested, it is only available up until next week, because the download link will be removed and you can no longer get it unless you are inside the ecosystem, whether you are inside the village, whether you are inside the greatness of what we do. So yeah, that's just to let you know that you can, just to let you know that you can download it. So I guess just to kind of do a rough like a quick overview of what we've been talking about over the last 6 weeks, I want to say 6, 7 weeks, is around the SAVI process, which stands for self-aware, authentic, valuing, and intentional. And it's all about helping you go from your personal awareness to your professional and life excellence. And you do that by going through 5 phases. This is all about being self-aware, authentic, valuing, and intentional. So know yourself deeply, be yourself authentically, value yourself and others lovingly, and intentionally navigate your life and career. So when you are going through the SAVI process, there are 5 phases. And over the past few weeks, if you want to go check out the page, you can see the different kind of lives we've done over the last 6 weeks, which have been speaking about all of the different phases. So we started off with having to make a decision, like what was a decision you needed to make. We then moved on to discover. So it's about discovering who you are as a human. How do you turn up in the world? What are your values? What is your story? All of that stuff about you as an individual. It then goes into dream. So what do you really want? Like when you're not thinking about anybody else's needs or opinions, like what do you want? What do you want to experience in this lifetime? And thinking about how you need to grow, and also once you've kind of achieved all of that, how do you give back to the world? Because it's important that we do put the mask on ourselves first, and we do give from our overflow as opposed to depleting ourselves from our reserves, because all too often we're already working in the reserves and we're trying to give from there. And then the last few weeks we've been talking about discover, which is all about really being intentional and designing the life that you want. So that is all about the 10 F's. They all begin with F. So the first one is fitness, faith, fitness, faith. Then we've got thanks, forgiveness, family, friends, fun, finances, fulfillment, and future.
Those last
So
four are the ones
you,
you done last week, isn't it?
huh?
The last four was the ones you done last week, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the 10 F's. And it's interesting because as I go through the week, there's lots of things that come up on social media that I just think, oh, that kind of aligns to that part of my F journey, or the different areas of my life. And sometimes I post about it, sometimes I don't. But I think it's important to kind of just be aware of it, right? For me, as I shared last week, when I designed my life, it was the most powerful, I want to say it was the most powerful part of this savvy journey for me personally. Getting to know myself is still a journey that I'm doing to today, but the design part gave me so much clarity. It gave me so much confidence that when I had the opportunity to move, I moved, and all of that good stuff. So I 100% get the workbook. It has lots of reflective questions in it. If you want to go a bit deeper, then you have to buy the actual book, which is called Social Work is Not Self-Harm, you can currently pre-order it. It will officially be a pre-order on the 1st of September, and it's going to be released mid October. So that feels quite exciting. But today I've been rambling for like 8 minutes or so, or 10 minutes or so. But today we are talking about the do phase. And the do is where we bring together everything that we know about ourselves, the dreaming that we think that we've been doing, how we've then taken that dream and we've designed our lives very intentionally. And the do phase is about being a very intentional person and executing on all of those things that you said you wanted to do throughout all of the 3 processes. So they all build upon, one builds onto the next. And a do phase is when you are executing. So yeah, I'm just gonna,
Because I'm in it at the moment.
huh?
So that's why I'm on the road, because I'm in my do phase at the moment. I've just done a shop at IKEA for this new property. So just going there now to put stuff in there, and yeah, just on the go constantly right now. In that, so it's perfect timing in terms of what we're talking about, and what I'm doing.
No, definitely. So I guess in the do phase, this is when you become a very intentional person. This is when you know what you want, you know where you're going, and you'll execute. Well, execute is part of it, but there's something about having a plan. So there's three phases to the do. I say three and I put up four fingers. There's three phases to the do stage. The first is around the plan. What does your plan look like? So you've done the designing. In the design phase, actually, when you get the book, it will tell you what the last kind of activity of the design phase for each of the F's is around an action you can take this week. So that you will have not a light plan, you will have an action from each one of your areas. And it's about putting that together so that it is meaningful, so that it's doable, so that you are being very intentional and doing stuff for the areas of your life that you need to right now. This is where you prioritize and all of that good stuff. So that's the first phase of do. It's about doing the plan so you know what you're doing when. The next phase of the do phase is execute, which I've been talking about earlier. And execute, execute, execute. I remember when I trained as a coach with Dr. Eric Thomas, his whole process was called, his program was called Extreme Execution. So it was about executing at a very extreme level so that you're able to be your best self, essentially. And then at the end of find my language. At the end of that, there's the third part, which is around accountability. So when you have those days where you actually can't be bothered, where those days when you're just like, oh, I don't have the momentum, the consistency isn't consistencying. Accountability is the thing that you will then pull you back in, and accountability can look in lots of different ways. So this week and next week we're talking about do. So we'll probably talk about accountability more so next week. But yeah, I think there's something about planning and then executing.
Definitely agree with that. In terms of not planning, then you're kind of all over the place with what you're trying to execute, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess there's lots of ways that you can do planning. Um, some people, me, I love a journal. I also I haven't showed it up there, but up here I've got a to-do list that literally has all of the different things that I need to do this week. And I have another wall over there where it's got all of the different weeks. So I've got the quarter up on these to-do lists. And it's on my wall so I can see it. I am very aware of it. I'm very intentional that I need to make sure that I cross everything off. I don't always, but there's something about the real intentional planning of what it is that you need to get done. For me, it also helps having it on the wall, because it then helps me to realize I can break things down. I don't have to do everything right now. I can put something on in a few weeks in advance. So that is something that I personally find quite helpful. And I haven't really been able to recreate that digitally. And I don't know if I want to, if I'm honest, because I like the visual of it on my wall. And then the red lines when I've crossed things off gives me some sense of accomplishment. So it's a habit that I've got into since the pandemic, actually, and it's quite powerful to kind of, when I had like a year and a half worth of just of lists on the wall, it was quite powerful when I got into those spaces where I felt like I wasn't doing anything. I used to look back onto those lists and be like, come on, behave yourself. You've done a lot. So you don't need to beat yourself up. It's about kind of moving forward intentionally. So there's something about having a growth plan for you. Um, I mean, in this book, we call it a personal and professional development plan, but I feel like I like the word of a growth plan, because it can help you to grow in whatever area that you need to, especially when we've just kind of done the F's. So it's about a growth plan and what does that look like for you, and recognizing that you may know what your ultimate goal is. You may know what that big thing at the end is that you need, or that you want to achieve, and then you can just basically reverse engineer it. Or it may be that you have no real goal in mind, like no ultimate goal, should I say. But you're thinking, actually, let me take the next step. I know what the next step is, and I want to do that. So there's lots of ways in which you can think of what your goals are and then start to figure out what the plan is in order for you to get it. And there's definitely something about doing something every day, every week, every month. And what does that look like for you?
I'm more
But
of a digital shop now. There's the house. So,
you.
so we're just going to bring the stuff into the house. Just what you were saying about you got stuff on the wall. I kind of dip in and out of both. I use my calendar religiously. My phone. I've got to-do list on my phone. Um, but also having the list on the wall. I need to be more organised in terms of my listing
Mm,
to make sure that everything is syncing up and I'm doing what I need to do.
mm,
But without the to-do list, it is you're lost. Well,
mm.
I'm lost. I couldn't speak for everybody because not everybody, it doesn't work for everybody. But
Yeah,
it just really helps to break things down and do things in a way that's coordinated and you can tick off. It's true what you were saying. When it might not seem like you're doing much, but when you've got that list and you're ticking things off, you can reflect back on it. You realise just how much you've been achieving.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. And I think that's also part of, which we're not really talking about here, but definitely celebrating your wins and celebrating progress. Because all too often we can just kind of be like, okay, yeah, I've done all of that now. What's next? And not really
Yeah,
take that time to celebrate that you've
that's
just
right.
done a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Like, um, yeah, yeah, I think it's just important that we do take the time to celebrate. So I don't know if you took the time to celebrate your most recent achievement on your property journey, Katrina, but I hope you did. I saw your post on social media.
haven't, and I haven't because I'm in it at the moment. So it's that thing of like, there's still things that I'm doing, and that's why I know, that's why I'm
So you know, I'm
crossing
gonna
over.
look at you like the mere fact that you got it
I
is a
know
celebration. But to be
there
fair,
has
I
been
saw you have
celebration.
it do that on social media. To be fair,
Yeah, yeah, putting
you
up
can celebrate there.
but I'm so much in the do phase. I haven't even got time to. I'm just doing. I've got my plan and I'm doing. I'm executing.
I hear that.
I haven't had the chance to take the breather, but I mean, I'm definitely celebrating it as it's going along, but I just haven't had that chance to like sit back and like, yeah,
I just did that.
yeah,
No, I hear
yeah.
that. I
But it's
hear that.
right. It's absolutely so important to take, and I'm always saying it to other people, but I'm not necessarily done it myself yet on this particular journey. I do have my jar, my achievement jar. So I suppose in a
Oh
way,
yeah.
yeah, I've got my achievement jar, and anything that I'm achieving, big or small, I'm noting it down and putting it in there, which I will then open up at the end of the year,
Hmm.
remind myself of all the things that I've achieved. So it is taking stock, thinking about it, and parking it somewhere. I'm not just completely like, just going. I am having conversations with people and yeah, thinking about what I've done, but in the
Mm.
mix of what I've got to get done. So we've got guests coming on Friday.
Oh
And
wow.
there's some things that still need to be put in there. So that's why it's like, oh, just go, 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 because
Mm.
time don't wait for you.
It
Time
so
don't
doesn't.
wait for you.
It
No,
so
it doesn't.
does not. It so does not. Is this house at least more local to you as
Yeah,
opposed to where the other houses are?
yeah, it's
Where the other
definitely.
properties are, I should say.
And it's in a nice look. It's in a nice way. You can't really see actually.
Mm.
It's a big, massive house.
Nice. Nice, 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 nice.
So
Uh,
yeah,
I think there's definitely something. I mean, Katrina can talk to her one thing for 2025. I was about to say, what year are we in?
yeah,
2025 was around, executing on property and
yeah,
achieving financial freedom. You've definitely been on that journey, which has been
Yeah,
pretty cool to be an observer of.
yeah. It, and it, like anything, it's hard bloody work. It is work. A lot of at certain moments, but I always, this is what I've chosen, this is what I've asked for. So you've got to go through periods of hardship to be able
Yeah,
to actually achieve the goals that you want to achieve. And it's in those moments when you're feeling that weariness and like, oh God, do I want to do this? You like, I've just, for me, I just keep going because I know that's not the end goal. My end goal is coming, and there's, nothing comes easy. Everything comes in different ways, really. You've got
yeah,
to fit in different ways, but it's just keeping on that journey, keeping motivated no matter what is thrown at you, reminding yourself why you're doing it.
mm,
And that's what I've got to keep doing for myself in all
no,
the hardness.
most definitely. And I guess it then, when we go into the execute phase, it is about just do it, like the famous shoe
Just do
in a
it.
sense.
And
Just do it.
keep doing it. Like, giving up is not an option. If you give up, you're back to square one.
Exactly. Exactly. I saw, you see these things online where someone had written, "You didn't come this far just to come this far."
Yeah, exactly
Things
that.
like that. It's like, okay, so let's see how far else I can go.
Yeah,
Even though you might be tired, but you're then also thinking, you know what it was like when that made you start in the first place, whether when you made that decision back in the first
absolutely.
phase, whether it was from passion or it was from pain, there was a reason why you started the journey. And that reason may not necessarily have changed. It's just about, we need to be consistent. We need to follow the vision and the why as opposed to the mood, because
Absolutely.
we always have those times. Motivation does not stay. It just doesn't. So you then have to rely on discipline, consistency, holding on to the
Right.
why.
You're
Hmm?
trying, the people around you aren't motivated, the right kind of people as well.
Yes,
Not those people, oh, why are you doing that?
yes,
Oh, yeah, no, the people that
yes,
get it and
yes.
be your cheerleaders, or I was going to, what's a male version of a cheerleader? I don't even know.
um
Maybe just a cheerleader.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm like looking at it like, huh,
Yeah, what is what?
regretting. Maybe they're just a male
Yeah.
cheerleader, female cheerleader. Just
People.
also always associated with female.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. A
but
cheer,
yeah, I think there is something quite important
my
about
daughter
having
just
your
put a
tribe.
cheerleader. Thanks, Shana.
Say that again.
My daughter just put a cheerleader.
Yeah, so I think there is something about holding on to your why, and the amount of times when starts to get tough is usually when you're about to do a breakthrough, and it's
Yeah.
just holding on and going forward and forward and forward. I think where that's coming up for me at the moment is, I feel like something's burning.
You cooking something?
No, it smells like
Someone having a barbecue out there.
someone's burning stuff outside. I'm like, okay, fine, fine. Um, but gosh, I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, kind of pushing through when you're getting to that point. So for me, my one thing was around writing my book, right?
Mm,
So now I'm at the point where I'm literally waiting for the final version of the manuscript to come back to me so I can send it out.
mm,
I'm designing the cover, which I have been for, I want to say, a couple of weeks now. It's just been a real process. And I'm like, okay, I just kind of want it done now. It's almost like I'm done with the cover. Let's just get it done.
mm,
But I think I'm pretty much there now. I just want something to be moved a little bit. And I'm now like, oh, I got to officially start selling it full
mhm,
retail price on Amazon, all of
mhm.
that from the week after next. I can't believe it is the end of August next week.
Yeah.
And now the little voices are like, yeah, but is it that good though? Are you sure you want to release this? Because people are just going to criticize it. Like, you're chatting nonsense, Nadine. Like, all of that is now
Definitely.
slowly kind
Yeah.
of, those little whispers are just in the brain. And I'm like,
You've got to push
okay,
it.
I need to ignore you. It will be fine. It'll be fine. Whatever happens, I'll handle it, as they say. Feel the fear and do it anyway. What she says in the book, whatever happens, you'll handle it. I think it's pretty dope, but I would, otherwise I wouldn't be writing it.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
but I think yeah, those little voices that are like, ah, you actually did this thing. Okay, that's cool. But when I have it in my hands, I'm sure I'm going to probably
Yeah.
start bawling when I have it in my hands and be like, ah, she
Look where you want
was.
to be.
Say it again.
I said it started from an idea, and look where you are now because you just kept going and you believed in yourself and you pushed through with
Yeah,
what you wanted to achieve.
absolutely. But also, you know what? Because I know we'll talk about this more next week. But you know what? The main reason, like full disclosure, the main reason why I got this book done, I knew why. The motivation to get this book done is that I don't like embarrassment. So I,
Mm,
with my chest, spoke about this last year, December. And you know what? I knew I needed to do that in order to push myself, in order to get it done. So you know, when you have, and I see that's the power of accountability, 100%. Because if I hadn't done that, it probably would have slipped and be like, oh yeah, I'll eventually do it. Maybe 26, I'll do it. But that is the power of accountability. Because when people see me now, they're like, oh, how's the book? I don't like embarrassment. So I'm like, the book is cool. I'm at the end now. I'm glad, because otherwise it'll be like, okay, so what happened was like, no, I don't like that. And I know me. This is why self-awareness is so important.
yeah,
Because I had
absolutely.
to talk about it, otherwise it just wouldn't get done. I know me. It just wouldn't.
Yeah. And look where you are now.
Yeah. Look at
And
you
maybe
are
right
now.
to the end of the year.
Look at you are now. I think it's so cool how far we've all come and how
Oh,
quickly this year has gone.
more than halfway through the year. It's crazy. But then
It,
you look back and look at what you've actually achieved over that time because of consistency.
yeah, yeah. And you know, sometimes it's quite that whole taking a pause and celebrating and evaluating. It's important because even someone said to me, I had someone buy a pre-copy of the book, so I messaged them and said, oh my god, thank you so much, blah blah blah. And she was like, oh no, of course. She's like, I want to support. She's like, you're like one of the bravest people I know. And I was like, who? Me? No. No, I'm just trying to think.
Yeah.
But actually
You don't know the
acknowledging
impact
of
you have on
that.
people.
Huh?
And then you don't know the impact you have on people by just doing what you want to do for yourself.
Yeah,
It
no,
really
most
can be
definitely,
rewarding.
most definitely. And then
I
it's
think I
interesting
am
how, huh?
I glitching?
A little bit, but not crazily.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy how the same way that there are people that inspire me. Like I watched Alex Hormozi's book launch over the weekend, and I'm like, wow,
Mm,
like wow, wow, wow. I mean, he's like so
mm,
far that way. I mean, he did like 3 million copies of his book
wow.
plus before it's even launched, which is incredible. So, and his book is called $1 million Money Models, and he's proved his shit by the launch alone by making probably close to $100 million in just the launch. So anybody that's buying that book is like, oh yeah, this is done, tested, proven, all of that. And I was really wondering about how I do the SAVI, or the social work is not self-harm version of that.
What's that?
It's phenomenal. It's
Mm.
really phenomenal what he did.
What's that?
Hmm?
When was that?
The book launch was on Saturday,
Okay.
and then he did and it was all free. Just kind of, and then he was like, "Well, if you buy the book, then you can get all of this additional free stuff. And yeah, it was the psychology of selling, the psychology of giving, and all of that. I was just very much like, apparently you got some haters or people that was like, oh, I went all out. It was phenomenal. He broke a world record. Like, come on, credit where credit's due. That's my view anyway. People have a different view. But but yeah, it definitely inspired me to think about, okay, what happens with this book launch now? My goal is 5,000. This feels like quite little compared to Mr. Hormozy, but that's my equivalent.
Compare yourself to others. It's about your goal.
Absolute, exactly that. But 5,000 copies feels like a massive number. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see. And even just down to how you do that, being creative, getting bulk orders, all of that kind of stuff is pretty cool. So, but yes, I cannot believe this is how I know we're en route to winter, right? Because it's 8:30 and
Oh,
it's dark.
yep.
I wake up in the morning and it's dark, and I'm like, ooh, winter's en route. Winter is en route. Um,
I hope
yeah,
everybody that's listening is thinking about your do, or not even thinking about the doing phase. You are in your doing phase and you're actioning and you're executing whatever it is that the goals that you set for yourself. Just get on and do it. Especially if you're not already doing it, get on and do it.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you're someone like me that used to be, oh, I guess I still am to a certain extent, but if you're a planner and then you're planning the plan and then you're perfecting the plan and then you're like, no, but the plan isn't planning,
Yeah.
then come out of that phase and start to do.
But,
Just
yeah.
do. Absolutely start to do. Because it's not about waiting for all the lights to be green before you just realize that you got to go. You're going to have starts and stops. You absolutely are on any journey. So you just need to start imperfect, start not ready,
Yeah.
start when your voice is shaking, start when you're scared, start when you're frustrated, but start. And it's gonna be shit when you start. Like, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Because you've never done it before. But once you keep going, you keep doing, the momentum grows.
100% with that.
You keep going. Because from your first property to this property, it feels easier, right?
Somewhat. Yeah. I go for what I'm doing now. Definitely. Definitely.
No, exactly. You know what you're doing this time. Not that you didn't know the first time, but you've
No,
had experience
some
now.
people, but makes perfect. In
Absolutely.
time,
So,
time, you can cut down time when you know what you're doing because it's easier to just to do it.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So get on and do, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are gonna shoot because it is 8:30. Katrina needs to go and pretty up her house and do what she needs to do. So have an awesome Thursday evening, everyone. Remember to text if you're watching this later. Send a comment, send a DM. No, not DM. Comment under this page workbook, and you should get it straight away. If you don't, then just then send us a DM
Yeah.
and we'll get
Yeah.
it sorted. We'll get it sorted. It should come up, to be fair. But if it doesn't, we'll sort it and we'll learn and we'll improve and all of that good stuff. So remember, grab your workbook. It's only available until next Sunday because the 1st of September is a new season. So grab your workbook and yeah, we'll see you next week where we're talking the other half of do.
Take care, all.
All right. Have a good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.